So, it still boils down to the fact that, and I'm speaking to us, not just to the youth, to the elderly ones amongst us. When they bring out bag of rice and vegetable oil, in December, for you to come and, buy your food, you should think about your children. You should think about yourself. You should think about, your own well-being. And, let me just, put it this way. If there is a scale here, if they put, vegetable oil and, bag of rice on a scale, and they put your well-being, like, having good standard of living, like, our life is top notch, we have more jobs for the youth, we have more, security in the economy, food, there's no food inflation again. You go to market, we women now, we go to market every now and then. Yesterday I was still watching when one of our MP was saying that food inflation is now at 48%. Now, the money that our husband are giving to us at home for the married people, it's not like they will increase it. So you are the woman, you have to know how you will manage, So you now put all those things on another scale. And you now tell yourself, what do you really want to go for? Is it a bag of rice and vegetable oil? Or is it 1,000 cedis? Compared to my children's future. Do you know that, if you look at the debt, we are not going to talk about that today, but let me just quickly touch on that. Do you know the debt that we are still servicing? If it continues like this, even our children get unborn. My beautiful daughter over there, the nation, needs to be revived. If not, it will get to a point whereby, even what's it called? World Bank will not be able to pay us out. It will get to a point, if it continues, all these people that we run to, they won't be able to bail us out. Because why? The debt will keep, accumulating. So that's why we need to voice and we need to talk. So when we talk about governance, so what is governance really? Governance is just, simply the way an economy is being managed. It's being managed. And, if I'm to ask us, what type of governance we have in Ghana? Which kind of, we have different kinds of governance. So what's the kind of governance that we have running in Ghana? Thank you, sir. Yes, democratic. And when we talk about democratic governance, is when we have like one person overseeing us. Although there's a person overseeing us, but the decision of the economy is not solely on him. And that's why we have people in parliament, we have our MPs, we have the executives, to make decisions on our behalf. Do you understand? So when we talk about governance, governance is just simply the way an economy is being run. And in our own context here in Ghana, in the nation of Ghana, we have a democratic governance running. And aside from democracy, we also have some other forms of governance, which I think we should also be aware of. So that we can, and the reason why we want to share with us is so that we can know our government, are they really doing what they ought to do as a democratic government or not? And the reason why I want us to check him on the scale of 1 to 10, and I'll be calling on 5 to rate him based on the things I want to count out. Was he able to do well as a democratic government or not? The first thing I want to tell us is that as our president, he's supposed to ensure our basic rights and freedom of all citizens. Protection of our basic rights and freedom. I will quickly run us through. Another thing is that they're supposed to provide for us some services like education, healthcare, infrastructure. Another thing is that he's supposed to put in place laws and regulations to uphold and safeguard our public safety. Another thing is that he must put in place policies that we ensure that we all have equal access to the economy, to the resources of this nation. 2.5. Like half. Anyway, respect your opinion. Thank you so much. My brother, please, on the scale of 1 to 5, what do you think? 2. All right, then we have 2 more people. Okay, Ma. 9. No. She like 0. Do we have corruption in Ghana? Yes or no?
Yes.
And it's actually the responsibility of our government to ensure. It should start from them and trickle down to us as citizens. But I don't know if we have. Okay, we said no. Another thing is that they should encourage citizens' involvement and engagement in decision making. Fine, all of us cannot be involved, when it comes to maybe, for example, last year, was it this year or last year, they introduced a new levy, which was the emission tax. It was this year. They will just, 300 and something cities. Maybe they would have just, held us down. Everyone always goes to maybe wash plates or clean the floor. And that's where we found ourselves today. It has so much, eaten into the economy that they introduced tax anyhow without even thinking about the citizens. some of us that we are, monthly earners. I mean, I was just calculating it. I was saying usually we pay like over 20% as tax every month for my salary. Just imagine, I go out, I go to eatery, I go to mall, I go to, at the end of the month, the money, the actual tax I'm paying is not that 20%. It's not that 20%. When I was telling it was over like 35% every month. Is it supposed to be so? No. We had an engagement, and one of the professors that came for that engagement was saying something. He was speaking with the government officials there, and he said something. He said, we don't want more tax or more introduction of more tax in Ghana. We can get to that point where we are all working together as citizens in harmony. Like, do we feel we are being carried along? I love the way you are nodding your head, ma. Please, can you speak to it, ma? Let's hear from you. Please, let's appreciate that. Yes, please. Yes, you nodded your head. So please, what are the steps, or what do you think the government can do better?
Ensuring that the youth are well kept for, or well catered for. Yes. Because the youth, I always say, the youth are the future of the nation. And if the youth are not even on their feet, what about the nation? Then the nation, the nearest future to come, the nation will crumble. But we are always...
Another place that we can also speak about is on social media. The power of social media. We've seen so many things happen on social media. Like I said, all of us don't have opportunities to go to careers. Who have opportunities to speak? Who of us are not able to sit down face to face like this before we live this life, or before you live as president? But your vote can count. Your engagement on social media can count. We understand, and there are also so many other ways by which you can talk without even going there. So now another thing I want us to be fast because the weather has changed. So now I want us to look at the other side of being a democratic government. We've talked about the good side of it. It also has there's nothing in the side of having good side. It also has the bad side. Thank you, sir. 15.5. The side inflation, the last time I went to market was like 3 weeks. I'm just hoping that when I go again, next week, I won't be hearing, hey, madam, it has gone up, madam, it got a point, my customer will be telling me, madam, when you come to the market, come with extra money. Why would I come with it's because the economy is like, you can't really tell what you raise in the market. We understand. And so that's why we need to call. Sanitary towel, there was a time it was being classified as luxury, and BudgIT Ghana and some other organizations, we came together and we went to speak when they were about to draft the this year's budget, and we told them that please, can we make this thing to be very cheap, especially for our girls in SHS, our girls in GHS, so that people can easily afford it. And and they said that they would do something about it. We spoke with them. It was a roundtable discussion. We, I think myself and Kama was even at the meeting. We talked. They said yes, they will review it. And of course, after the meeting, what we heard was that they will introduce locally produced sanitary towels. Until today, we don't know. Have we ever seen any locally produced sanitary towels? We are still waiting. Or all of us here, our votes can make a difference in it. All of us here, we are overheads. Just imagine, maybe the running person, the running candidate is like, number 10 is he has 30 votes. The person, let's say 50. The person, let's say 60. The person below him has 10. Just imagine all of us, let's say, this person is the right person. Let us vote for him. It will make a difference. It will make a difference, and that's why we should go out. Ensure that you promote, safety around you. And the last thing is to be involved in promoting a peaceful and fair election. And I'm really praying that the next person coming in, it will favor us, it will favor we and our families in Jesus' name. And we will all eat the good of the land. So please and please, let's vote.
We should maintain our right to voice out, but just in a civil way. Call things out the way they are. Because they are working for us. They are just representing us. If they go wrong, we call them. But because we are relying on all these NGOs or CSO to do the thing, that's why sometimes they also know how to play the game. They pass through those CSOs. There are some CSOs, they are political. There are some NGOs, they are compromising themselves. So as an individual, if you know that you have all your facts in place and you can call things out by their names, you are secured or protected by the law. But for the fact that these things are not safe, then the country itself is not safe.
Thank you so much, my brother. We are, we're almost done with this. This is the last slide that I have for us today. Thank you so much for listening. I mean, you've been so amazing. I love the people of Darkuman. I really want to come back to Darkuman to have another civic education.
You need to be aware of what government has in plan for your community. In fact, Darkuman has a representative in Parliament. You need to hold him or her responsible through your assemblymen, through your assemblywomen, through your opinion leaders. When we do this, they will know that we did not just vote for them to go and then be misbehaving. When they misbehave and come next time, they will not see us supporting them. But if we don't hold them responsible, if we don't ask them questions, if we don't want to make queries about why this is happening and why that is happening, they just take us for granted. So we feel that we can make a change. We need to let you know. We need to remind ourselves that we all have a role to play in building a better Ghana for ourselves. People go out to other countries, like our presenter stated, thinking that it is going to be gold and silver and all that over there. But it's not there. It's just as we are here. So we need to make our country a bigger and a better one for us all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. I appreciate it.